Now let's start with the session. Yeah, sorry, I forgot. Good morning, everyone. Yes, very good morning. Yeah, today's topic is automation of Excel via console application. So console application means a single application that is used with the system, Excel, Microsoft Office, system.windows.forms. So shall we begin or shall we wait for others? So we wait for others. Okay, all right. Shall we start now? Everyone is present. So let's start with the automation of the Excel via console application. That is using the system, using Excel equals to Microsoft.office.intro.excel and using system.windows.forms. So whatever the Windows forms, whatever the Windows criteria, whatever the tools that we are using up, that will be used with the system.windows.form. Then namespace console application, class program, static bool exit equals to false. So whatever the bool values that is considered out, that is exit or that our exit equals to false. Then static void main string args. Void main is a function that has a static type and that is a string args. Then Excel.application my Excel app that is equals to new Excel.application. So whatever the Excel application criteria that is used with the my Excel app. So it is used with the myExcel.application function. This is a function that defines how the Excel will be used, that application will be used in connection with the, you can say the criteria in connection with the myExcel app that is used with the myExcel.application. This is myExcel app.principal equals to true, myExcel app.status bar equals to hello world, then myExcel app.workbook.add system.type message. So we are using visible history, status bar, hello world, workbooks that is using with the system.type.message. We can say that it is used with the visible, it is used with the status bar, but main thing is that it is used with the workbook for adding out, for making the add connection, that is system.type.message. So my Excel app dot sheet before double click. So before double click, what is the criteria? App events sheet before double click event handler. So there is the event handler that captured, that carried out, that is known as the app events sheet before double click event handler. That is displayed with the my Excel app sheet before double click. So it is also used with the before double click that may use when we use before double clicking the criteria. While exit equals to 4. So this is true, or this is carried out while the exit equals to false. Then system.windows.forms.application to events. So used with the Windows Forms application to event function. This is the namespace console application program bool exit false void main string args my Excel app that is used with the visible, that is used with the status bar, that is used with the workbook. And this is also used with the before double click app events, sheet before double click handlers, app sheet before double click, and while exit equals to false, system.windows.forms application.to events that display, that is used with the program. We can say that is the console application. Now next is static void my Excel app sheet before double click. So one is the before double click with the event sheets, one is the app sheet. That again includes 3 arguments: object sheet, Excel.range target, reference bool cancel. This is exit equals to false. So whatever the value that is carried out in the exit, that is equals to the false. Then there is a closing curly braces, closing and closing. So this list illustrates how this application will work, how this will make an automation executable that can yield time back to the Office application. And the reference will be given to the system.windows.forms assembly that must be added to the project. And after all, the event handler are also hooked up. There's the system maintenance, the system.windows.forms application to event that is carried out in a loop to allow the Excel application to run automatically. So it will run automatically with that looping, so that it will run when we use the double click ourselves, when we use the office, it loops time back to the event handler in the automation executable. And in the handler for the double-click event, we set the static variable exit to the true that will cause the loop calling to event to the exit and the automation executable to exit. So it is used with the automation executable. It is used with the we can say the lifetime management that is carried out of the Excel in action by running the automation executable, and also exit the Excel without double clicking yourself. So Excel will also continue to run in the hidden state, waiting for the console application to release its reference to the Excel application object. So that makes a console application that makes or automates the words, that makes a specified criteria, specified target in the wiki text format. What is a wiki? That is a kind of online and encyclopedia that users can contribute to. For example, when you say about www.office.wiki, yeah, there is a HTTP that is available. So this is the full URL. So HTTP colon double slash www.officewiki.net that includes a wiki documents for the primary interop assembly, that is PIA, and it's very used for easy to edit text file that any visitor to the wiki can edit without having to know the HTML. So there is no need to know the HTML text files. No, that's not required. Nothing is available, nothing is required for this simple wiki application. So these text files have simple representation of even complex elements such as tables, and our console application will read a simple text files that specify the table in the wiki text format. It will then automate the word to create a table or to create a word table that matches the text file specification. We can say that to specify the table in the wiki text. We can say that it's a simple representation of the wiki text. These are the multiple criteria that specifies the into which we can add it, or we can add the tables. And the wiki text format table look like that is specified by the listing. This is the property, this is the application, then return type is application. Then again there is a property autoload boolean, property compiled boolean, property creator into 32. Then method name is delete void, property index in 32. Then again there is a property name is installed, return type is boolean. Then property name string. Now it is of the string type, name is of return type is string. Then property parent object, the property path string. Yeah, these are the properties, names, and the return type. Okay, take 2 minutes. Now you have read everything. Okay, let's start with the next part. So these are the properties. Now these properties should be used. Properties should be used in the next criteria. So this is the property or the method, name, return type, property, application property, autoload boolean, compiled boolean, creator in 32, method delete void, method index in 32, installed boolean name string, and the property is also used with the parent and the object, path and the string. So we will use Visual Studio 2005 to create a console application, console based application. And after launching Visual Studio, choose new project from the file menu. Then this dialog box will appear. That then we will choose multiple project types and choose a Visual C# node from a list of the project types. Then Windows node under the Visual C# node. So one is the C# node from the list of the project types. Then the Windows node. This is slightly counterintuitive because there is an Office node available too, but we can use only the Office node. Only shows the VSTO code behind the project and the VSTO Outlook add-in project. So that is applicable. That is used with the VSTO project. And after you choose the Windows node, you will see in the you can see in the window to get the right template or available template. Choose the console application template. Name your application, name your console application project, then click on the OK button to create your project that will specify with the consolidated or console application known as a WordWiki. So now note that the new project dialog can have a different appearances. That's the one that depends on the profile you are using up, depend on the requirement you are getting up. And in this book, we assume that you are using the Visual C# development string, also settings, also profile. And you can also change your profile by choosing import and export settings from the tools menu. Whatsoever the import and export menus or setting that will be chosen up with this profile. This is the new project, the Visual C#, Windows, Office, Database, Starter Kits, Console application, that is a search online templates. And location is also mentioned. Browse the options, create a new solution, create a directory for the solutions, then use a new project dialog box. And when you click on this OK button, Visual C# creates a console application project for you. This will be used for the displaying the content of the project in the Solution Explorer window. And by default, a newly created console application references the assembly system, windows.data, system.xml. So we also need to add a reference to the Word 2003 PIA. We do this by right-clicking the reference folder and choosing the add reference from the pop-up menu that appears. So that we are using the pop-up menu. We are using the target menu that appears with the add reference object. So just click on the COM tab and choose the Microsoft Word object library to add a reference to the Word. Then click on the OK button. This is a .NET, then COM, then projects, browse, recent. So this is the COM object library, program, Microsoft Office, Office MS Word. This adds the reference to the Word 2003 PIA and then add additional reference to the standalone VPIA and the Microsoft Office core. So that depends on the PIA to PIA, COM to COM. That depends on the object model we are using for the different functionality that is shared by the Office application. How it is done now? Now let's see how it is done with the proper application proper references that have been added to the console application. Let's start writing the code. So double click the program.cs in the Solution Explorer window. And this Explorer window will be used for the console application that denotes how we can edit the main source file for the console application. So if you have outlining turned on, so you will see the text using at the top of the program.cs file with a plus sign next to it. So click on the plus sign to expand out the code where the using directives are placed. And this will also add with the using directive that you can more easily use objects from the Word PIA and the Microsoft Office core PIA as well as the classes in the system.input output. So using Office, that is equals to Microsoft.office.core using Word, Microsoft.office.interrupt.word, and system.input output. So that will be used with the core, that will be used with the interrupt, that will be used with the input output. That depends on the requirement to requirement of the user. If you are using the Word Wiki, then you are using the references. If you are using the system, then you are using the Word 2003 PIA, dependent PIA references that are automatically added to the object or the project. So we allow some of these namespaces, so we do not have to type out the entire namespace, such as Microsoft.office.interrupt.word every time we want to declare a Word object. So we are now ready to write some code that automates a Word to create a table after reading a text input file in the wiki table format. So let's do the listing that shows the entire listing of our program rather than explain every line of code in that listing. So we focus on the line of code that automates the Word. So we assume the reader has some knowledge of how to read a text file in the .NET and parse a string via the split method. We'll briefly touch on the some objects in the word object model here, but this is used with the programming word, working with the word events, and working with the word objects respectively. That covers the word object models in much more in detail. So first thing that we do in listing is to declare a new instance of the word application object by adding this line of code to the main method of our program class. This is word.application, the application new word.application. So this is used with the references, that is used with the interfaces, so we are allowed to create a new instance of this interface because the compiler knows the word application interface that is associated with the COM object, that is not knows how to start. So for this example, we want to make Word show its main window, and we do so by adding this line of code. The application.visible equals to true. Now we will make this code to generate our table. Yeah, hi Joseph, do you want to ask something? Yeah, assignments are in a progress, as I said earlier also. That too need to take some time. I say some time. That I'm not sure that, because there are multiple processes. I have to send the assignment to the internal verifier. Internal verifier send to the external verifier. Then external verifier gives the reply. So it's a long process, long cycle. So I'm not commit any time that you will get the results after this one and this one. That depends. Yes. When we talk about the BTEC level 3, that is a different one from the higher national. We are doing the higher national level 5. That is a different scenario, yes. For for that for that tourism and the media operation, that is a different issue. For the computer and the IT, that is a different term. But don't correlate with that media and tourism assignment with this assignment. Well, that are totally different. We can say that assignments are assignment. I agree, but that is a low-level assignment, simple. And this is a high-level assignment because, as the name advice, higher nationals. Yes. Any other doubts that you want to clarify? This module is just revision of the Office solution development. I'm taking out, so to, we can say, utilize the time, we can carry out the revision of each and every module this time, so that once your assignments are finished, results are out, you are also revising each and every module. Yes, yes, right. So what you are supposed to do? Very good. You are carrying out one more degree along with this. This is a diploma. You are pursuing one more. Which one? Okay, that's equivalent to BSc. Yeah, India, the systems as the BSc. Okay. Now there is a pen paper exam in that place, and over here there is the assignment. That these are again totally different. I agree. All right. Yeah, everything is okay. What about you? All well?